All right, guys, it's Copper Cutlass. I got the heater running, so we are warming up the garage for today's work. I've been out here almost every day this week doing stuff. You know, we made templates for the firewall. I don't know if I even made a video on that, but we got our, I made I think I did make a video about it. I was talking about how it took me many years into being an adult to realize that CAD was cardboard aided design, and I actually took it in high school. But we have our pedestals tack welded in the frame on the spring perch. And I'm going to tell you guys, I left the hardest for last. And it's the way that it needed to happen, to be honest with you. So from jumping in and out and everything, I must have moved this main hoop. And when I made, this was the first down tube that I made, it lined up perfect. And then I made the second one. But then I went ahead and I rechecked my angle. And it was a little off, you know. I didn't think it was significantly off, but I set the bar back to 90 degrees, you know. We're going to 90 degrees. And like if I put my gauge on it right now, it's got a little grit on it. Hold on, let me fucking clean this. Fuck. But we're at 90. Both sides are at 90. Our tubes are just staying in place by themselves. No tack welds. Nothing. But my only gripe is that the bottom of that tube, there's going to be a little bit of a gap to fill. And it's kind of like the only tube, but... And of course, it's the last one. Like last night was going great. Everything was working out. And then, like, just getting in there with the tube profiler, like, I think I understand now why the tube profiler is really one part of the equation for the tools. You really need the laser for it, and you need to, like, almost, I've seen it online, and if you guys look it up, there's a tool that goes inside of the tube profiler so you can profile the floor or what you're trying to match, and then there's a laser pointer where you'll hit it up here and it'll fall, you know, roughly, you know, you're going to mark your hole on your notch. And this is where having like a little notch section is good. You're going to kind of roughly mark where you are going to want it, I guess. And you're going to mark where that laser pointer will fall, and then you're going to grab your little notched section already and center it in there, and like in theory everything falls into place. And I've seen videos of these guys using all these fancy tools, but you're talking like almost as much in tools as I spent on the roll bar kit, to be honest with you, and I can't justify it. So I trimmed it little by little and ground it, and really you can't just take like a chop saw to this and expect it to like fall right on the angles. It's not one-way street like that. So I've learned a lot. We still have to make the down plates for this, but the game plan tonight is to finish burning in the mounts for the down tubes. I'm going to go ahead and weld the mounts for the kicker tubes. And then Saturday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close these off. And we are going to bevel all the tubes, and we are going to clean everything up with acetone, wipe everything down. You know, like, of course, I'm not going to take this back out or the main hoop, to be honest with you. I got plenty of room to weld up top because of the degree of the angle going down. So, I'm not going to worry about that. And then we're going to have two welders. We're going to have my Lincoln 140. And we're going to start on the floor areas. So let's say I'm going to do one tube with the Miller 130, which is already set for our needs. And I have a practice piece on that. I know I showed you guys the practice piece. This is the practice piece on the Miller with adequate thickness material of the same wall thickness and base plate thickness and stuff. So we got the settings set. So we'll do one side with the Miller, one side with the Lincoln, and then once we do that, we will decide what's going to happen. And by we, I mean my friend Tim is going to come by Sunday to burn this all in. Saturday, I'm tack welding everything in place after it's all cleaned up and nice. And, you know, these base plates here are going to get all boxed in and everything. I still got to notch a little bit of the floor. I got to notch a little bit under that tube so I can get in there with a MIG torch. And then we're going to go from there. So, guys, stay tuned. It's coming together. I'm really happy with how everything is looking. I've been nervous. Yesterday was a little bit of a nail biter, but you know what? You don't know until you do it. And I'm kind of going out of my comfort space, but it's been really nice to come out here, and I'm actually really excited to be working on the car. And it's not something, you know, like repair related, like our fuel system, or like, you know, building another engine or swapping a transmission. This is something I have been putting off for a very long time. I have been wanting to do this because I know that we were going to get there, and right now we're barely there. You know, the car does run 1140s in okay weather, but for the main part, it's a high 1160 car in the heat. But, you know, we have some, you know, options out there, and we also have the 362 that, you know, we're going to build. So I think the car will be in the 10s in the near future. So, and for our own safety, it's nice to have this in there. So I'm going to let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as Copper Cutlass. And we'll keep you guys posted. Let me know what you guys would like to see, what you wouldn't want to see. And, you know, I may toss the camera in the car since I do have a GoPro holder in there, but I can put my phone in there. And maybe we'll just do a little bit of a live feed while we're working. Who knows? I've always tried that, but there isn't much interest. I think all car guys are busy for the most part, whether you're working on your cars or with your families. So really, time is always limited. But nobody has time to watch somebody work for 3 hours. Unless you're like really fucking cool, it's not going to happen. I don't think I'm that cool. So I'll see you guys around.